which means we are getting immediately into your grand final between Starburst and Big. This is the opening ceremony for Splatoon. This is the first chapter of Splatoon 3.
So starting out here, looking at these comps, I mean, we just got to see Big and what they were playing. Looks like Leoto's coming back on that Explo, Leafy back on that 52, and they have played this map twice already previously in the last set, so they are ready to go. Now on the other side, Starburst having that ice on that splatter scope, of course, a Junior, T-Tech, and a Machine.
Now we'll see. These teams, of course, are probably quite familiar with this as one of the more popular maps being played both back and forth. And we're seeing some of the specials come out here of Starburst early. Bubbler, Trizuka continuing to build up that presence. And now we're seeing this Ink Vac as well. The moment that Big is starting to try to push on back in, completely canceling out the pressure that this crab tank could potentially come forward with. Starburst continues to hold onto the zone. Starburst
is doing such a good job at just holding the zone. I mean, I don't know if they've even had anyone go down yet. Looks like finally Ice does go down, but on the other side, on Big side, they do have 2 members down. We see a flank coming out right now, actually with this Machine is going to be taken out, and I love the group up there from Big making sure they were watching that flank.
And now we're seeing Biscuit pop this Trizuka. It's going to be traded out, though, as Leotos now might be trying to approach here, but now it's going to get taken down as well. So many trades on that far side. It's all going to favor Starburst here, who still has control of the zone. Try to move on forward here. Now is Leotos on this Explosher, looking to try to get a little bit more done, and is going to be able to find the cap along with the rest of Big, with Starburst backed away. Bagel and Ice trying to find a way to retreat, but are going to get punished for just that. Turning their backs is not what you want to do here, as Big is going to start moving forward and having such a large presence on the map.
Big using that aggression that they play so well. That synergy of being aggressive like that has allowed them to push past the zone and make sure that they are guarding it. You can see, though, that they do now have 2 members down. They have to back up, get in position to hold the zone. Starburst here pushing up with specials. You see the Vac, you see the Booyah Bomb, you see the Bubbler, everything coming out from Starburst to make sure that they cap the zone.
And there it is. There is the wipeout for Starburst. With all of the resources at their disposal, they're able to take care of the opposing team. And now you see 2 of their members forward here, retreating back, allowing for a few of these jumps to come in. And here it is. Ice now setting up shop on this charger. It is going to have a little bit of a field day, as we're going to start to see Big trying to find their way to get back into this zone. They're going to try to do it here. Inkstorm coming out here, going to mean that Starburst is going to lose control, and the cap is going to come on through as Starburst goes 2 down.
Big doing everything they need to do right now to be able to get back into the zone and make sure that they are holding it. They had their specials come out perfectly. They made sure they waited for their specials. Now you can see they are painting around. Henry, Leotos, they're painting around on the sides of the map, making sure that they get their specials ready to play defense.
They're looking to do just that. You see how much defense they're able to hold. This crab tank here as well, able to shred through this Booyah Bomb, and is going to be able to get away with his life. That Bubbler coming out here, trying to provide a little bit of a beacon of hope for Starburst to come on back in here, but Big still has control of the zone. Now Starburst pulling the trigger. That's going to be the Ink Vac coming out, but he's going to get immediately taken down. Booyah Bomb coming out here. It's just a 1v2 on the map, and Big is going to be able to take that. Big is going to go down here, trying to paint the zone right now. Is this sloshing machine, will it be enough? It will be. Starburst is going to hold on there. They are not going to get knocked out yet.
I loved the jump-ins that came out there, making sure that they were able to get in a position to be able to cap the zone, and with this Machine just doing such a good job at least stalling the zone, making sure that they had their teammates there to help them paint the zone and stall it out just long enough. That got so close.
So close here. Now Leafy, Henry trying to move forward here for Big, trying to find their way back into the zone, but it just doesn't look like they have the map presence to be able to do that. Never mind though, Booyah Bomb specials coming in, able to take that cap, able to imply that penalty. Looking for a little bit more here is Henry, but it's going to get taken out on the flank side. Biscuit though might be trying to come up with something here, is able to take care of Joe here on this flank. Again, it's all about controlling this. It's all about knowing where your opponent is going to approach from before they can find you. Starburst maintains control of zone. 45 seconds here left to go. They are looking pretty strong.
Leafy coming out on this left-hand flank. You could see that Starburst knew that she was there, but they had to back up with the teammates from Big following up Leafy's flank. That's so good, just recognizing, hey, my teammate is flanking, and we need to capitalize on this and push up and get the zone and make sure that we hold this. So now there's only 20 seconds remaining of this match, and with Big on the zone with the lead right now, it's looking so close going into the last 10 seconds of this match.
Here we go. These are the moments that are going to make or break our teams. Booyah Bomb going up into the air. Starburst continues to hold on here. That Booyah Bomb able to take care of Henry. Now 3 down. Kyo, though, approaching from this side. Leafy trying to top the zone, but it's going to take it down to the process. 2 down, 3 down now for Big. Starburst looking to continue to find this hold. There's the wipeout there, as it's going to be Starburst holding this zone. They're going to be taking the lead momentarily, and they take game 1 away.
Wow, what an amazing game to start out Grand Finals of Splatoon 2 at Big House. That was quite a match. It was so back and forth. Both teams were really trying to figure out each other, and like we had previously talked about, you know, they have not met each other yet in the bracket, so this is their first time playing against each other, and I mean, it's really showing through how equal their skill level is and how well they're figuring out how to play against each other.
At this point in the tournament, the adrenaline and the energy is running through the blood in these players' veins. At this point in the tournament, it matters who keeps their composure in the tense moments like the end of that game. And it's in those moments where your teammates and trusting and relying on the synergies of your players is going to be absolutely critical. And looking at these two rosters, it's Starburst that is going to have the advantage. If it comes down to that all of the time, with how this roster has been playing together for the past few months, how this roster continues to dominate North America, or continue to in Splatoon 2, they'll be looking to come on top here, and they'll be looking to maintain their composure as we continue heading forward in this set. Meanwhile, it's Big that still has to win 6 games to take the tournament.
That's right. So Big, if they want to win this in tournament, since they are coming from the loser side of the bracket, that means if they win this set right now that we're watching versus Starburst, they will have to win the bracket reset as well. So we would be going into another best of 5. But speaking of this, we are going into game 2 here, K-Bot. What do you see?
Game 2 here, and we do see a few things happening. Leotos notably on this Explosher, opting for Splat Zones here, able to paint that far side, able to get over top of this block, that pesky block in the middle that sometimes will be the decider of which way this zone ends up flipping. And the other thing I want to call out here, Bagel on this junior played objective beautifully in winners finals, and will be looking to do the same here as well.
So right now, starting out with 2 members down on the side of of Big. I mean, Starburst right now is set up really nicely in a position to hold the zone. Now has Ice on this center part of the zone, and this is exactly where Ice needs to be able to watch all the angles for Big coming into the zone. And I mean, Brand 2 here on this machine just guarding this ledge is so good for them right now.
So good for them here. Starburst looking to continue to take the early lead, but now with one jumping away, there might be a punish here, but they have to be careful of Ice, who was able to pop out there, find one. Going to be a zone flip here, but Big only had 2 members up. They're not going to have their full presence pushing forward and making sure that Starburst can't find a way back in. Starburst is going to have their ability to just blow on top of this zone.
Ice here throwing down the wave breaker. That's a really good position too. That covers essentially the whole zone and is really going to call out anyone from Big who is around the zone, who's in the zone, and make sure that it shows Starburst where they are with those point sensors. Now there is a fight in mid right now. Both teams are throwing out specials, trying to see who can get the upper hand. But I mean, with this crab tank on the top of the zone, each team having 2 members down, Big is looking really good right now as they do take the lead.
Taking the lead here. Leafy jumps in, and now we're starting to see a little bit more of this forward-facing presence. Leafy sharking, might be able to find someone on the drop if Starburst isn't careful, and that's going to be really the name of the game here. Can Starburst now find their way back into the zone? Wavebreaker here comes out, Booyah Bomb here as well. Inkstorm trying to find this counterattack here on the other side of the map, and it's going to be able to stall out a little bit here, but Big has enough ink to try to continue to keep this zone neutral. Bagel up on top with that big bubbler was able to lock down space, but now is being pushed away. It looks like Starburst is finally able to find the cap. Big is going to go 2 down, and now Starburst has another opportunity for the hold.
I love the way that Bagel goes up into mid with that junior, with that bubbler, and just puts it up top. That's such a good position, especially with if you're against an ex-Blosher that's able to just paint over top mid like that. I love those plays that we're getting to see constantly, and it's helping Starburst be able to come back into the zone.
Now another crab tank coming out here as we're starting to see Big move forward here. Explosher jumping around this, but that's one of the things here that Wavebreaker is so difficult to navigate around. That flank will not prevail that time around, and Starburst is going to shut that down with the wipeout. Now they're starting to take plenty of control of their opponent's plat here, and you see that with just how far forward Biscuit is on this splatter shot. They're going to be looking to take the lead here in just a moment, and potentially even going for the knockout. Trizuka comes out, Booyah Bomb comes out. The specials are coming out of Big, but it looks like it just might not be enough. If Henry's going to go down here on the drop, 3 down. Leafy tries to do as much as she can, but it just will not happen this time around. And it's going to mean that Starburst takes this set to tournament point.
I think something that really stands out to me is you had mentioned it, the way that Starburst just is able to have composure. I mean, the start of that Big was looking really good. They were having the aggression they needed. They were having the lead. And then all of a sudden, Starburst just took a chill pill, cooled down. I mean, that was like so awesome of them just to have the composure to be able to come together and just completely KO that.
The last thing that you can do is start to panic, and that seems like sometimes what might happen if you're coming out from that Big side, right? You're trying to just find a way to get an ounce of ink on top of that zone at any or all costs. And it just sometimes doesn't pan out. The crowd's starting to be a little bit more buzzed, trying to get things taken care of here. But the map pick will come in just a moment. We'll start our 90-second timer. What could potentially be the last game of the tournament. And imagine the statement Starburst makes when they go 3-0 in Winners Finals versus Sayonara and 3-0 in Grand Finals versus Big.
Wow.
Imagine the statement to open up Splatoon 3.
That I didn't even think about it that way. Thinking of the bigger picture of this is literally the first Splatoon 3 LAN. So if Starburst is going to come out and just completely 3-0 this, and that is going to be really the stepping stone to the start of Splatoon 3 competitive, that's quite a statement to make.
And Big is trying to do everything in their power to make sure that doesn't happen. Clamblitz, Mako Mart this time around. Leoto sticking with the Explosher here instead of opting for that Squiffer, but double sloshing machines on the side of Starburst.
Ooh, double machine and double Ninja Squid at that with those. Though on the other side, Big having triple Ninja Squid, and I think that's such a good move, especially against a charger like Ice who can hit shots. I mean, that Ninja Squid is going to be so helpful.
So helpful, but already a power clamp here coming out of Bagel. 3-down situation as Bagel's the only one up in this Big bubbler, looking to probably just stall for a little while, and is going to be pushed back by many of the members of Big, but they're just doing this for map control right now. They don't have a lot of clams to their name, and they're going to look to try to build these up now as Henry's going to try to find a flank here, trying to find a few more members here, and is able to catch out Bran. It looks like Big is the ones that are playing the map and causing the chaos to happen to Starburst.
Big right now. I mean, look at this crab tank just pushed up into a Starburst's spawn. I mean, Starburst has to figure out, I mean, they have the clams, they just have to figure out what to do right now. There is a lot going on. There's so much, happening back and forth. No one has necessarily scored either. We're still in the first few seconds, the first minute of this match, and both teams trying to figure out what they need to do to get the upper hand to get an actual push going.
And now we're looking to try to find that here. Leafy, with that Trizuka, actually was able to find 2 of the members of Starburst, opening the window of opportunity for the push to come forward, but now it's going to get traded out. It's Big's turn to go 2 down, but now Kyo's going to come up. There's the sloshing machine playing to its name as this mid is still going back and forth on either side. No push, 90 seconds in.
Biscuit there was able to follow up and get that pick on to Kyo on the machine, and then Ice and Biscuit there pairing up so nicely to get that second pick together. That is allowing them, the way that they play like that, with the synergy that they have, the crossfire they're able to use is allowing them to slowly push up into mid. You can see them slowly gaining that mid they need to get a push going. And they do have 17 claims too. If you look up the top left of the screen, 17 claims that they're ready to get a push going. Unfortunately though, suddenly all their claims are gone. They do break the basket though with 1 power clam.
Big bubbler in position from Bagel again. Bagel is doing their best to just be in the right place at the right time, and that's going to mean that this power climb goes in. They get a little bit of extra follow-up here, and now actually a few more come in here as well as Bagels is able to sneak those ones by. Kyo's going to go down here, and so now we'll see what else Starburst can do, as they might be able to maintain a little bit more map presence here. They're not going to have to give away the map in its entirety to their opponents.
Right now, both teams trying to figure out how they want to get Best into mid. I love that you can see Ice and Bran all backed up here, just trying to wait out and see exactly how Big wants to approach this. Big finally using their specials. We see that Trizuka come out, we see the Crab Tank come out, and actually 2 down right now on the side of Starburst is exactly the opening that Big needed. I love that they were able to get this opening with the specials they used. They waited, they got the clams they needed, and now are finally able to break open this basket.
But now, how many more are they able to come forward with? It looks like Kyo's going to be able to sneak forward with that Fizzy Bomb and be able to find the lead here. They're going to go 3 down in the process, though, and so it's really only going to be to this point. It's going to mean a power clam plus 2 need to go in for Starburst to make this lead swap back.
Right now, I love that you can do the quick math like that. Man, I am not good at math, Clam Blitz math, and with the leads, the score is this close. The lead for Big is literally just inches away. Starburst has to figure out what they need to do to get the lead for themselves, and looks like they have quite a start to do that. I mean, with 3 members down on the side of Big, this is looking really, really good for them.
There it is, power claim in the basket here, but Bagel does go down in the process. Bran now has to get to this big bubbler, but the big bubbler is going to expire. There's the extra clams that are going in for Starburst here, and the Booyah Bomb's coming out here as well. The double sloshing machine composition. Leafy gonna go down here as well, taking this down to the 35-point mark for Starburst. Now, maybe a few more here as well coming in as one of the sloshing machines able to find this sneaky play. Have to be careful here, have to clear out your corners, and now finally potentially an opportunity to do just that. 2 down for Starburst here, and they're trying to do their best to stay alive, but it's not going to be enough. That barrier going back up at 14, and now all of a sudden Starburst have a significant breathing room. It's going to take so many claims for Big to come back and stay alive in this tournament. They've got 30 seconds left to do it, Rissa.
Only 30 seconds left, and with a lead now down to 14, Big is in a position to... Oh, that snipe, though, from Ice is really going to put a stall in Big's plan to get into mid at least. You know, Booyah Bomb coming out, this rain coming out as well is really going to help them gain the ground that they need to get a push going. They have to play it really carefully, though. They have a member down right now. They need to utilize the specials they have and get a push going.
But 3 specials online for Starburst. The Booyah Bomb's both going to come out, the big bubbler as well, and Ice has that ink back to lock down any kind of approach, but Big has been so overwhelmed by the main weapons alone so far from Starburst. We're going to see Leafy go down here, and it's just not going to be enough from Big. They're 3 down now, and there's the wipeout. Starburst are a magnitude above the rest. They are going to be your Big House 10 Splatoon 3 champions.
That is it. This is our first Splatoon 3 LAN. Starburst taking the W, taking that first place and showing us exactly who they are and what they are as a team.